On the most important day of her life, mere seconds before walking down the aisle, Emma froze in shock. The scent of white lilies hung thick in the air, mingling with beeswax polish and the faintest trace of nervous sweat. Her bouquet, peonies and gardenias, Max's favorite, trembled in her hands like a trapped bird. She took one step forward on the crimson runner, heart hammering against her ribs, ready to embrace the future she'd dreamed of for months. And then Sheriff moved. Not with his usual calm precision, but with urgent, almost frantic energy. In one fluid motion, the German shepherd planted himself directly in her path, blocking the aisle with his muscular frame. His ears pinned back, eyes wide and unblinking, not at the crowd, not at the priest, but locked onto her. Gasps rippled through the pews. A child whimpered. The organist's fingers froze mid-chord. Silence fell like a shroud, heavy and suffocating. Sheriff's growl wasn't aggressive, it was desperate. A low, guttural vibration that seemed to rise from the very core of him. His eyes didn't just look at Emma, they pleaded. They screamed what his voice could not. Stop. Don't go further. He's not who you think he is. He wasn't attacking. He was warning her, begging her not to take another step toward the man waiting at the altar. The man whose smile had once melted her fears, whose promises had painted her tomorrows in gold. Max stood there, handsome in his tailored tuxedo, but his expression had shifted. Confusion flickered first, then irritation, then something darker, something sharp and impatient that Emma had never noticed before. What the hell is wrong with him? He muttered under his breath, loud enough for the front row to hear. Sheriff, hail. Emma whispered, her voice cracking. She tried to nudge him gently with her knee, but the dog refused to budge. His whole body trembled, not with fear, but with a tension so profound it radiated like heat. His gaze held a pain so deep she'd never seen it. Not even during their most dangerous narcotics raids, not even when they'd cornered an armed suspect in a burning warehouse last winter. He pressed his flank against her leg, physically nudging her backward, away from the floral arch, away from Max, away from the life she thought she wanted. And in that moment, a cold truth pierced through her wedding day haze. Sheriff never acted without reason. In 5 years as a K-9 unit handler, had never once given a false alert. Not once. He only reacted when he sensed mortal danger, when lives hung in the balance. Her breath hitched. What did he see that she couldn't? Max strode forward, jaw clenched. Emma, control your dog. This is our wedding. His voice was tight, strained, almost angry. The warmth she associated with him was gone, replaced by an edge that made her skin prickle. She looked from Max's impatient face to Sheriff's terrified eyes, and chose her partner. The one who'd saved her life twice before. The one whose loyalty had never wavered. Suddenly, Sheriff spun on his heel and bolted out of the church, claws clicking sharply against the marble floor. Without thinking, Emma gathered the heavy silk of her gown and ran after him. Past stunned guests, past her weeping mother, past the life she was supposed to step into. The cool air outside hit her like a slap. Sheriff didn't stop. He sprinted across the manicured lawn, straight to Max's sleek black sedan parked near the oak trees. There he began clawing at the trunk, frantic, methodical, relentless. Not random panic. This was trained behavior. This was how he signaled hidden contraband during vehicle searches. Hands shaking so badly she could barely grip the latch, Emma popped the trunk open. Inside, nestled beside spare tires and jumper cables, lay a woman's handbag, burgundy leather, strap torn clean off, and a smartphone, its screen spiderwebbed with cracks. And tucked beneath them a silver locket shaped like a heart. Emma's blood turned to ice. She knew that bag. She'd seen it in photos on Max's phone weeks ago, when he'd shown her pictures of his ex who moved away. But this wasn't just any locket. Engraved on the back were the initials LM, Lena Mitchell. Max's former fiancé. The woman had vanished 6 weeks ago after telling friends she was scared of Max's temper. News reports had called it a mystery. Police found no leads. Until now. Sheriff let out a sharp, commanding bark. Then dashed to a patch of freshly turned earth beneath the old oak. He began digging, paws flying, dirt spraying behind him. Emma stumbled after him, heart in her throat. Within seconds, his teeth closed around something metallic. He dropped it at her feet. A delicate silver bracelet, tarnished but unmistakable. The same one Lena had worn in her last Instagram post. The one featured in every missing persons bulletin. Sirens wailed in the distance. Someone must have called the police. Then Max appeared in the church doorway, face pale, eyes wild. When he saw Emma kneeling beside the unearthed bracelet, his expression crumpled. Not with sorrow, but with panic. "Emma, wait, let me explain," he shouted, starting toward her. But Sheriff was already moving. With the precision of a tactical unit, he lunged, knocking Max to the ground before he could take 2 steps. The dog pinned him effortlessly, a low warning rumble vibrating in his chest. Within minutes, officers swarmed the scene. Max, handcuffed and sobbing, confessed everything in the back of a squad car. The arguments, the threats, the night Lena wouldn't stop screaming. The shallow grave beneath the oak tree on his family's property. That evening, as rain began to fall, Emma sat alone on her porch, Sheriff curled protectively at her feet. Her wedding dress still hung in the closet. A ghost of a future that never was. She traced the damp petals of her abandoned bouquet, now wilting in a vase. "You didn't just stop a wedding, Sheriff," she whispered, tears mixing with rain on her cheeks. "You stopped a monster from walking into my home. You saved me from becoming another headline." The dog lifted his head, licked her hand once, warm, steady, certain. She hadn't lost a husband. She'd been spared a nightmare. And in the wreckage of her shattered illusion, she'd found something far more precious. A hero who never spoke a word, but loved her enough to roar. Have you ever felt that quiet pull in your gut? The one your logic tries to ignore, but your soul knows is truth? Animal dans lit. They don't pretend. They feel the shadows we hide behind smiles. If Sheriff's story resonated with you, if you've ever been protected by a pet, guided by instinct, or saved from a path you couldn't yet see, please share your story in the comments below. Your words might be the light someone else needs today. And if you believe loyalty like this deserves to be seen, tap like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because in a world full of masks, stories like this remind us. True guardians don't wear cap. Sometimes, they wear collars.